come down to your back when you're ready.
Okay.
Letting your body come long on the mat. And your palms resting on your belly, or maybe today you have one palm on your belly, one palm on your chest. And when it feels available to you, you can shut your eyes. Noticing your body that's connected to the mat, all the way from your feet, up your body, to the back of your head. And then send your awareness to your torso and notice that as you're breathing, your palms might be moving up and down. And notice where your breath is going, if it's going into your belly or your chest or both, or it alternates. Just noticing without trying to change anything. Notice how much your chest or belly expands when you breathe in. Then notice how it goes all the way back down to where it started when you breathe out. Keep doing that. Keep noticing. If you'd like to add some intention to your breath, perhaps on your next inhale, you're breathing into your belly, let your belly expand. And exhale, squeeze out of your belly. Continue with a belly breath for about 60 seconds. So that might be around 6 or 8 or more breaths, just depending on how long your breath is today. Notice if it feels good to take a longer breath or if it feels good for you, right where you are. Maybe you notice the sound that your breath makes when you breathe. Maybe you also notice the sensation of air going in and out of your nostrils as you breathe. Continuing with this breath, keeping it as it is. Maybe allowing yourself to come back to this breath anytime you practice. When you're ready, you can extend your arms out overhead. Take a wall-to-wall stretch. Point your toes. Flex your feet. Point your toes. Flex your feet. Maybe take some circles. Maybe you draw your toes a circle towards the left or the right, or you go in opposite directions. Any direction, taking circles with your ankles and your feet, that feels useful. And then reaching your arms overhead, start to reach your palms over to the left, coming into our side banana shape, and then maybe walk your legs over to the left. You might even cross your right ankle over your left and allow your arms to relax down. See if you can send a breath to expand your right side of your body. And then notice here if you can still breathe into your belly, or maybe you're breathing into your chest. You're just noticing what you naturally do. Take about 3 more breaths. Then come back to center, your wall-to-wall stretch. Reach your arms overhead and start to reach your arms over to the right. As far as you'd like to go, and then slide your feet over to the right. Maybe left ankle crosses your right. If you can release any of your arms down to the mat if they've peeled off the mat. Soften into your belly and breathe into the sensation on your left side. Take 3 more breaths. And then back through center, wall to wall stretch. Your palms come down by your side or on your belly. And start to walk your feet up so your knees are bent and your knees pointing up to the ceiling. And then walk your feet a little bit wider than your mat. And here you'll drop your knees over to the left and then drop them over to the right. So take a sway here and take your time. You might move with your breath, maybe an inhale to one side and then an exhale to the other. And then when you're ready, drop your knees all the way over to the left. Let your knees hang down. And then notice the sensation maybe in your right leg here, your right knee pulling down to the earth. Take about 4 more breaths. And then lifting your knees up when you're ready and drop your knees over to the right. This time noticing your left knee wanting to pull down to the earth. Notice any sensations in your left side. Take 4 more breaths. And when you're ready, roll back onto your back. Start to walk your feet in so that they're right underneath your knees. And take your right ankle, cross it over your left leg for a figure 4 shape. Maybe you press your right knee away from you. You can stay here. You can lift your left leg off of the floor. You might weave your palms behind your thigh and then draw your left thigh in towards your chest. You can stay here with your left heel drop down, or you can even extend your left leg up towards the sky. We'll stay here about 60 seconds. So finding a limit here in this stretch. And you breathe, nice long exhale, a full inhale. Notice if on your exhale you can release any little amount of tension. Maybe you're holding in your chest. Imagine any tension breaking up in the area of your body where you feel the most sensation right now. Take 2 more breaths. Full breath in, out. Then begin to lower your left foot down. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Can you pick your knees back up and towards your chest and then reach your palms forward, grabbing opposite feet. So your left palm grabbing your right foot and your right palm grabbing your left foot. And if they can reach, just pulling your feet down towards the earth. Still working on your right side. Take about 3 breaths. And release your feet from your palms. Plant your left palm down on the mat. Keep your legs crossed as they are. Scoot your hips over to the right slightly, and then drop your legs over to the left for a supine twist with your legs crossed. And you can tee out your arms, or maybe just your right arm. If you'd like any other twist that feels more available than this twist, you're welcome to take it, or you can keep your legs crossed. Feel free to shut your eyes, and an exhale will release any tension that you're holding onto here. Maybe notice where the deepest sensation is here for the shape. And then send a breath towards that area. Take 3 more breaths. And slowly roll back onto your back. You need to uncross your legs. Take a moment here to sit or stay still, your palms by your side, just noticing any sensations that might be traveling down one side more than the other. And then you can move it to the other side. Your left ankle crosses over your right knee. You press your left knee away from you. And then perhaps lifting your right knee up towards your chest. Your palms might lead behind your thigh, pulling your right thigh in towards your chest. And your right heel could stay down, or you might extend your right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Adding a little hamstring stretch. You might even flex your heel up to the ceiling. Then exhale, releases any tension in your shoulders or your chest. Sending your exhale to the most tense part of your body where you feel the most sensation. Allow your face to be soft. Take about 5 more breaths in and out. When you're ready to release, cross your left knee over your right, lifting your knees back in towards your chest, and then reaching your arms forward to grab your feet, and then pull your feet down towards the earth or towards your hips. Still working on your left side. Taking 4 breaths. Release your palms from your feet. Plant your right foot down on the mat. Your legs still crossed. Scoot your hips over to the left, and then drop your knees over to the left. Twist other side. Maybe your left arm extends out. And if any other form of a twist feels more available to you, you're welcome to take it or keep your legs crossed. And exhale to release the low half of your body. Allow your body to fall into the shape. If you can breathe into your belly here. Taking about 5 more breaths. And when you're ready, roll back onto your back, uncross both of your legs, your tailbone back to center, and then with your feet planted on the mat, your palms by your side or on your chest, just noticing any sensations on either side of your body. We'll start to rock ourselves up, so maybe your knees come back into your chest and rock and roll the full length of your spine, and then back to your head, maybe 3 or 4 times, rocking up and coming back down. Maybe one more time, come all the way up and then rock back down, and then all the way up, soles of your feet come together, interlace your fingers like so, and then cup your fingers around your toes. Allow your spine to pull up nice and tall. You might even feel your feet pulling up away from the earth. Relax your shoulders here if you can. Maybe shut your eyes. Take 2 breaths. On your next exhale, bend into your elbows. Start to send your chest and your head down towards your toes. Like you're pointing your forehead down towards your toes. You might round your spine. You might send your chin into your chest. Stay here for about a minute. You might breathe 8 more times. Just where you're breathing. Where you feel sensation. You might even send your awareness to a lighter sensation. Maybe it's simply your palms holding your feet. Beginning to rise up nice and slow, take an inhale and extend your legs out long. You might grab your blocks here. It's an option. We'll take a seated forward fold. So in your fold today, your legs might be long where they're touching the mat, or you might have a little bend. So when we walk into our fold, allow your spine to be long here. Let's sit up tall. Your palms might be resting by your hips. And to come into your fold, take a breath in. And on your exhale, you'll begin to walk your chest forward. And maybe when your chest, if your chest meets your thighs, you can begin to extend your legs a little bit longer and remove the bend. But perhaps you're keeping your belly connected to your thighs. So if your legs are all the way extended and your belly is no longer touching your thighs, you might bring a little bend, let your chest forward, your belly touch your thighs. Is that how you see it? You might have your blocks. And you can keep your gaze up, but if you'd like to rest, you can send your head down and let it hang towards your knees. See if you can breathe and let your back expand here. About 7 more breaths or so. Maybe each breath is a little bit longer than the first one before it. Ten more seconds. Beginning to walk yourself up on an inhale. And we'll come into a straddle stretch. You might bring your left leg open or any side to a straddle stretch. Maybe you want to keep your blocks. From our straddle stretch, your chest is going to point towards your right toes. Again, sitting up tall. Taking a breath in, and on your exhale, walking forward, your chest pointing toward your toes. Your palms might be resting on your block. And your gaze can stay at your toes, or your head can turn towards your feet. Take about 6 breaths. See if your breaths can be a little bit long and extended. We send our awareness to our breath in this fashion. You might even lose track of time or not think about what time it is or really anything else. And when you're about to come out, leave your right palm planted right where it is. You're going to take your left arm and start to sweep your left arm open towards the ceiling. So your chest is now going to start opening towards the ceiling. Your right side pointing towards your right leg rather than your chest. And from here, breathe in and then reach your left arm over your head towards your foot. Now getting a more sensation in your left side. So you do a little rotation here. Your hip. Keep breathing. One more. And we'll start to walk ourselves up. You might take your blocks with you. We'll come over to the other side. Your chest pointing or facing towards your left. Sitting up tall first. And then beginning to walk your palms to frame your leg, sending your chest and your belly towards your left leg. Your chest pulls towards your foot for a long spine. And then maybe you send your head down towards your knee. Your awareness is on your breath, out of your nose. About 4 more breaths. Before you rise up, keep your left palm planted where it is, and then your right arm starts to reach open and up towards the ceiling. Your chest opens up to the front. Take a breath in with your right arm reaching up, and then exhale, reach your right arm over towards your foot, your bicep by your ear, finding sensation in your right side, noticing how you moved there, rotation, you breathe it. Your shoulder, your hip. Take 2 more breaths. Beginning to walk yourself up. You might take your blocks with you, and we'll take a center stretch. So toes pointing up, taking a look, knees are pointing up. Sitting up tall. You might use your blocks. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then an exhale to send your belly forward. Belly forward first, chest forward. Your arms might walk forward. You may rest on your forearms. You may be resting on your blocks. Notice if your shoulders are coming up towards your ears and you pull them down away from your ears. Stay here for about 60 seconds or so. So coming to your breath. If any exhale invites your body to move in a little bit deeper, you might find a different level of your block. If your breath tells you walk a few steps back out of it. feel to press your belly down to the earth, like your tailbone wants to poke out of the other side. Take 3 more breaths here. You're ready. Slowly walk out of this. Start to walk yourself up. Grab the backs of your knees and bend into one knee, bend into the other, and then find your way any side coming onto your hands and knees, tabletop. When you arrive in your tabletop, a little sway side to side. Let's get a little bit of movement. We were just still. Your own fluid movement here, maybe some circles with your tailbone, rounding the lower half of your body. Maybe some circles with your shoulders, making a figure 8 shape, noticing your spine, all of this movement. Breathing in and out. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, take a cow shape. Inhale to lift your chest and your tailbone. Then exhale, tilt your tailbone in, press the earth away, cat. And then moving in that way, maybe about 6 or 7 times. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in a full breath at the top of your cow. And then exhale, really squeezing everything out in your cat. Do 2 more. Cat or cow. Cat. Breath. 1 more. And pause in your tabletop. Step your left foot back, lift your left heel off the mat. And from here, maybe your right arm lifts. Pushing away from the earth and breathe. Your belly hugs into your tailbone. One more breath. And then lower, other side, right leg steps back, lift your right heel. And then maybe left arm reaches forward. Lifting up away from the mat, your belly hugs into your spine and breathe. One more breath. And then lower. From here, tuck your toes and find your way into your downward facing dog. So lifting your hips up and back. Feel free to pedal it out and find some movement. Melt one heel, melt the other. Your palms pressing into the mat. And then finding some stillness for 3 breaths, melting your heels down, your belly presses towards your thighs. Full breath in, full breath out. And then inhale on your next breath in, walk your feet forward and take a forward fold. Let your head hang down in between your arms. Maybe sway side to side. You might walk your palms over to the left, walk your palms over to the right. Releasing weight in your back. Maybe hug your arms behind your legs. Take 2 breaths. We'll find a little bit of movement. Ready, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Your arms may come overhead. And exhale, fold back down. Maybe your palms coming through center, down to the floor. And inhale can take you up halfway. And exhale, fold. 2 more like that, and we'll add on. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Last one like that. Inhale all the way up to standing tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. From here, plant your palms, step back into your plank, your top of a push-up, and hold it here. Press the earth away, grip the mat with your fingertips. Breathe. And an option to drop down to your knees, or if you're still with me, you're going to bend into your elbows and lower all the way down to your belly, like a plank, a board, all the way down to your belly. Your palms right underneath your shoulders, and then inhale, press over, lift your chest. Exhale, lower. One more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Walk your palms back so that your thumb is pressing your chest. And on an inhale, lift your chest, maybe little to no weight in your palms. Breathe. Last breath in and release. Last one like this, maybe palms come all the way down by your side, your fingertips or your fingers, palms facing up. You can take a breath in and out to prepare, and on your next breath in, lifting your chest, lift your palms, reach your palms back towards your feet. Breathe. You can stay right here, maybe lift both feet off of the mat, squeeze your feet together, breathe. And then release all the way down. Bring any ear down to the mat that you would like. Take 2 more breaths, and when you're ready in your own way, your palms can come back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, press yourself up into tabletop, and then all the way back, child's pose. Let's reverse the work in our spine. Bring your forehead down to the mat and breathe. In this child's pose, you might decide you want to bring your feet wide as your mat or wider and let your belly really fall down towards here. You may do a little sway side to side with your hips, moving into the shape. One more breath in and out. Begin to rise back to your tabletop and walk your knees in if they were wide. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, downward facing dog one more time. When you're ready, left leg can lift up high to the sky. Breathe in, and on your exhale, send your knee and your foot forward. In between your palms, drop your right leg down. Grab your block. Low lunge, your palms on your block, so your knee might be stacked right over your ankle, or your knee might come forward slightly. Allow your hips to sink forward. And then you can pull them back to see how that feels, strengthening and then flexing forward. Maybe do that about 2 more times to notice the difference. How your body kind of warm into it. In any layer, any level of your box. And sinking forward, maybe letting your chest come forward. About 2 more breaths. From here, tuck your right toes, lift your right leg, and release your palms from your blocks and rise, press lunge. Settling into this shape, noticing the weight in your feet, your palms facing one another. Your gaze forward at one unmoving object. Story of the warrior I'll share with you. when the warrior was sent down to earth to do his duty, he came out of the ground just like this, in the same shape. That's why the shape looks like it's out of the ground, just like this, grows up. And we make that same action, we rise into these actions. Take 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, open up to the left, take a twist. Tee out your arms, squeeze your inner thighs together, your palms reaching forward and back. Breathe. Your next breath in, your right arm reaches up to the sky and your left arm reaches back down towards the earth. Exalted warrior. Then back to your twist, you breathe out. And inhale forward back to your lunge. And then drop down to your right knee, your palms come down to the mat. This time your left foot is gonna come to the edge of your mat and both palms will come to the inside of your left foot, or lizard lunge. You might sink deeply into this one, your hips coming forward. You might come to any layer of your block. You might allow your left knee to fall open. Maybe you roll onto the edge of your left foot if that feels available. We'll stay here for about 60 seconds or so. Remembering to find a limit that feels useful for you. If for any reason there's any discomfort in your knee or your leg, you can also take a blanket and roll up a blanket in any height and rest your body also on that blanket, especially if you're going to be in the shape for a minute. Always know your connection to your breath is important, knowing where your thoughts are. Noticing where the deepest sensation is that you feel, and then maybe noticing where a more subtle sensation is. Maybe your mind wanders a bit. Let's take 4 more breaths. Full breath in, full breath out. When it's time to arise, walking yourself up, and take your left palm, and you can take it to frame the left leg. You're going to scoot your hips all the way back, coming into the half split. So letting your left leg get long. Your palms stay on your blocks for the floor. You're welcome to make any adjustments and maybe walk your left foot forward if you'd like it in line with your hip, your belly. Your head can come down. 30 seconds here. Your last breath, bending back into your front knee. Tuck your right toes, lift your leg, step your right foot forward, take a fold. You might still have your block. Walk your feet as wide as your mat toes pointing out, coming into our Malasana, your yogi squat. You might stack your blocks if you want to sit on your blocks for support. Or one block or no blocks, of course. Palms come to your heart space. Maybe elbows pressing into your thighs. If it feels available to you and you'd rather have your arms open wide, pulling your knees back. And then allow your chest to shine forward. Let's open up your heart area. Shut your eyes. Breathing in. Maybe a big sigh. 4 more breaths. When you're ready, coming out of your squat, your palms come down to the mat. Lift your tailbone up. You can remove your blocks back to the front of your mat. Plant your palms on the mat, step your feet back, find your plank. And then you can drop down to your knees. You can stay right here with me. Bend into your elbows, come all the way down to your belly. From here, your right palm will stay right by underneath your shoulder. And then your left arm will come long to a T. We're going to roll onto your left side, getting a stretch into your shoulder if this is available to you. You're going to use your right palm to press your body and roll it over to the left. You might even stack your feet. You might even take your right foot and plant it behind your left leg. And then relax your head down to the mat. Full breath in and out. About 5 or so. If you'd like to try and add on to this shape, you could even lift your right leg off of the floor completely, sending your right knee up. You might even extend your right leg up to the sky. And when you're ready, you can release all the way down, back to your belly, roll back onto your belly, and we'll take the other side. So your left palm will come underneath your shoulder, and your right arm will come long to a T. And then you'll use your left palm to press into the mat and roll onto your right side. Your head is down. Your legs can stay stacked, or you might bend into your left knee and send your left foot behind your right leg. Breathe. If you'd like to add on to this shape in any way, maybe lift your left leg all the way off of the mat. You might even extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. Feel free to explore. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, roll back onto your belly. Bring your right palm underneath your shoulders and press yourself up into a tabletop and then back to your child's pose. Other side. 2 breaths in your child's pose. And after your second breath, you can roll up to your tabletop once more. Tuck your toes and find your downward facing dog once more. This time your right leg will lift high to the sky, breathe in, and then exhale, bring your right knee forward, plant your foot forward, grab your blocks, drop down to your left leg this time. Any layer in your block. Your knee might be stacked over your ankle, your knee might come more forward, sinking your hips, and then pull your hips back up. A little bit of strength. And then sink them back down. Do it about 2 more times. And then pull. You're strengthening your root muscles here, your sacral muscles around your low back, your glutes. Subtle. Do 1 more. And when you're ready, you can sink into this, allowing the stretch to occur. You might have your chest lifted. You might be lowered down. Leave it up to you. Breathe. One more breath. Then tuck your toes, lift your left leg up, and releasing your palms from the block, rise up to your warrior one, all the way up, palms facing one another, chest shines forward. Find a point of focus and breathe. You might even play with maybe closing your eyes in this shape, making kind of a bouncing shape, squeezing your glutes. You might even play with sending your gaze up this time. One more breath in and out. Now your next exhale, open up to the right. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Reach your arms forward and back. And then from here, reaching your left arm up, reach your right arm down, exalted warrior, breathe. Your next exhale brings you back to your twist. And inhale brings you back forward. And exhale, drop down to your left leg again. Your palms might find your blocks. This time your right foot comes to the edge of your mat, nice and wide. Your palms come to the inside of your right foot. Your lizard lunge, and then allowing your hips to sink forward. Any layer here. Palms might be on your blocks. Palms might be on the mat. Exploring the side, you might even press your right knee away from you, maybe rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot. Exploring the shape. If your shoulders are coming by your ears, like so, maybe you're pulling them away so your chest is pulling forward through your arms. Maybe about 60 seconds, recognizing if you might want to put a blanket under this leg or hip. Your awareness to your breath. Three more breaths here. And out. And then as you start to move out of this, your palms down on the mat, start to shift your hips and your pelvis back. Allow your right leg to get long, coming into a half split. You might frame your leg this time. You might walk your right leg in. That feels more comfortable. Chest can stay lifted, or dropping your head all the way down towards your leg. About 6 breaths, 30 seconds here. Bend into your front leg, tuck your left toes, lift your left leg up, step forward into your forward fold, and allow your head to drop down. And inhale brings you up halfway. And exhale, fold. We'll come back to our yogi squat. Your feet as wide as your mat. Sinking your hips down, bending into your knees. You might use the block for this time. Palms at heart center or open wide. Your chest is shining forward. Face is soft. Can you breathe? Adding a little bit of movement into this one. If your arms decide to come wide, maybe you plant one palm down on the ground, like your left palm down, or on a block. And then we're going to open your chest and rotate your chest towards the right. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. then release. And other side, right palm down on the ground or maybe on your block. And this time your left shoulder is going to pull back and rotate, open your left arm up to the sky. Release. And coming out of the shape entirely. Lifting your tailbone, palms down on the mat. Lift your tailbone up all the way. And then this time, walk your feet as wide as you like and take a wide-legged fold. You might even take your blocks and maybe stack your blocks under your head. Maybe your head finds your block. Keep breathing upside down. Take 3 more breaths. Walking your palms over to your right foot. Let your head hang down. Look underneath your left armpit. Walk your palms through center. Walk your palms over to your left foot. Let your head hang. Look underneath your right armpit. And walk your palms through center and find your way to the top of your mat. Forward fold, feet hip width distance. And inhale takes you up halfway. And exhale to fold. One more half sun salutation. And inhale, rise all the way to standing. And then exhale to fold back down. Start to bring your knees down to the mat. Shift over to any side and come down to your sit bone. Taking one block with you today. And when you're ready, coming all the way down to your back, maybe one vertebra at a time. Bring your knees in towards your chest. One last hip stretch today. Your knees come wide, finding a happy baby. Maybe your feet flex up to the sky. You can hold on to your thighs, or you might grab your feet. And feel free to explore the shape for yourself if you'd like to sway side to side, if you'd like to get at anything extra here, like extending your head. Take 3 more breaths. I'll instruct you through one last shape that you can take, or if you'd like to stay in your happy baby, then you're absolutely welcome to do that. If you'd like to explore with me, your legs coming back together, your legs coming all the way up towards the ceiling, taking a plow shape, this deep stretch in your back, in your hamstrings, your palms down by your side, and you'll start to lift your tailbone and send your feet back towards the back of the mat. So pressing your body up, your legs over your head, reaching your feet back behind your head, your palms pressing into the mat. Back stretch. Three more breaths. Arm the shape, you'll slowly roll out. So one vertebra at a time, you'll bring your back down to the mat until you meet your tailbone. And we'll come into a supported shape here. So if you'd like to bring your feet down and grab your block, you'll lift your hips, find your supported shape here, your block right on that sweet spot. You're welcome to make this a bridge. You're welcome to make this a supported baby. Like those long. Take about 60 seconds and find what feels good available to you. When you arrive, shut your eyes. Allow for a nice, long, relieving exhale. allowing your body to come into a state of relaxation right before your final rest. Clench your jaw, release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And in your own way, whenever you're ready, moving the block from under you, rolling back down into your tailbone. An option today for your Shavasana to take a bound angle, so taking the soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to come out wide. You might even put blocks underneath your knees. If you prefer to take another shape, feel free to take it. I'm guiding you into this if that feels useful today. So coming into your final resting shape, whatever that looks like. And your palms can rest on your belly or on your side. Shut your eyes when you're ready. A full breath in. And release. Enjoy your final moments. Yogi, notice that you're breathing. Breathe in deeply through your nose. And out of your nose. 2 more like that. In through your nose. Out of your nose. Last one, in through your nose. Out of your nose. Releasing your knees from your blocks. You send your knees up towards the ceiling, your feet on the mat. Take a little sway side to side with your knees, finding a little bit of movement. Reach your arms overhead. Breathe in and out, and when you're ready, roll onto your right side. Bicep is your pillow, top arm is a blanket over your belly. Allowing any messages to come in for you in this moment, maybe one word, maybe an intention, a space for this. And when you're ready, palms both plant into the mat, you press yourself up into a seat. Palms resting on your knees, palms facing up. And maybe your eyes are still shut. We'll take 3 breaths together. When you're ready, breathe out. And then begin breathing in. Out. 2 more in. Out. Last one in. And out. We sweep our arms up towards the sky. Your palms touch, palms coming in towards your heart space. The light and love in me honors and sees the light and love in you. To bring our thumbs to our third eye center, this is your place of all-knowing intuition. Take a breath in, send your gaze to the sky above, and